My name is Ione Von Herbing. I'm an associate professor at the University of North Texas in the Biological Sciences Department. Today I'm going to talk about our troubled waters. 30 years on the ocean and in the ocean have given me the impression, and we always thought, that the ocean was an infinite ocean. We could take whatever we wanted, we could keep on taking. The first time I actually saw the result of this was in the Bahamas in 1988. I was looking for juvenile NASA groupers. They hide in these little conch shells when they drop out of the plankton, and I couldn't find very many at all, and I wondered why. The reason was NASA grouper usually spawn in thousands of fish, and they spawn around December, around the full moon. And when I was there in 1988, only 400 fish showed up, and each one of those fish was caught. Spawning aggregation doesn't exist anymore. 2 years later, I was on the North Atlantic off the Grand Banks on a fishing trawler, and we caught one of the last big state cods. They don't exist anymore either, and this was 1990. 2 years later, the cod crisis came, cod stocks crashed, and there was a moratorium that put 40,000 fishermen out of work. That moratorium is still lasting 30 years later. So why did all the fish disappear? Well, trawlers take most of the big fish. The big fish actually produce most of the eggs in the water column. And these eggs, millions are released each day. And these eggs hatch into fish larvae that are remarkably beautiful. They're transparent, adapted for the middle water column. This is a conger eel, this is an Atlantic cod. They look vastly different from their adult counterparts, but they are a critical part of the ecosystem. But they never reach maturity. 99.9% of those fish eggs and larvae never reach maturity. The fish cannot keep up with our fishing pressures and the fishing technologies, like on Veronica here, aka the Death Ship. It's a 600-foot trawler that can sit anywhere and just fish until there are no fish left. So the problem is not enough big fish to spawn eggs because of overfishing, not enough eggs and larvae to grow to adults because most naturally die in the ocean. So not enough fish to feed us, or for that matter, 852 million people on this planet who don't have enough to eat. So what is the solution? Well, we came up, my big idea that has been actually a 2,000-year idea was based on a Chinese proverb. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, teach him to fish and you feed him for a lifetime, or teach him or her to farm fish and you feed the world for a lifetime. And we started doing this in Mexico at 10,000 feet, working with the farmers. There's about 300 to 400 farmers that are involved in multiple farms at 10,000 feet in Mexico, and we raise rainbow trout, truchas, a really important industry in Mexico that feeds not only the farmers but all their families. Similarly, in Kolkata, they have pond power. They raise tilapia to feed their families. They also sell the fish and actually help them maintain the economy. We must also include women like these in the local worlds that they represent, because women are the ones who actually choose the fish to feed their families. So they want to choose healthy fish. Urban aquaculture is also a solution. This is Sao Paulo, Brazil, one of the densest cities in the world. On top of the skyscrapers, you have recirculation and aquaponic systems that grow fish. So remember, take-home message of this short talk is save the wild, eat farm-raised fish, and make sure it's sustainable, and you can use the Monterey guide to help you out. But really, the question that I always think of in the back of my mind whenever I do my work or give my talks is, what kind of world will we leave children like Frances? Frances is a 3-year-old daughter of 2 recently graduated students at the University of North Texas, one in fine arts, one in biological sciences. And I asked the question, will we leave her, Frances, a world with troubled or healthy waters? Ultimately, the choice is ours to